Welcome, dear students. The lesson we are going to continue today is Democracy in India. That is taken from Civics. Chapter 2 topic we are going to deal today is Election Commission, Secret Ballot, Majority Party. Okay, these three topics we are going to deal today. Keep in your mind. Now, we begin with the powers, functions and responsibilities of Election Commission of India. The Election Commission of India, abbreviated as ECI, okay, a constitutional body responsible for administering election in India according to the rules and regulations mentioned in the Constitution of India. Keep in mind, this follows the rules and regulations which are mentioned in the Constitution of India, and that is what it administers. Okay, who administers? Election Commission of India. Okay, let us see some more points. It was established in January 25th, 1950. The major aim of Election Commission of India is to define and control the process for elections conducted at various levels. Which are these various levels we will be seeing in the next page. Okay, it can be said that the Election Commission of India ensures smooth and successful operation of the democracy. Smooth and successful operation of democracy, or it all depends on what called Election Commission. Okay, if they do well, everything goes smoothly. Now we'll see some articles. Okay, Article 324 of Indian Constitution says what? The Election Commission of India has superintendence, direction, okay, superintendence, direction and control of entire process for conduct of election to Parliament, Legislature, that is State Legislative Assembly, and State Legislative Council also. Okay, so that is what, and also offices like Vice President and President and Vice President. Okay, these are the elections it conducts. Let's see. Initially the commission had only Chief Election Commissioner. Presently it consists of Chief Election Commissioner and 2 election commissioners. Okay, that is what at present it consists of. For the first time 2 additional commissioners were appointed in 16th October 1989. Okay, that you have to remember in your mind. And later on again it was done 1st October 1993. 2 additional election commissioners were also appointed. Okay, because in the between it was stopped for some purpose. Okay, let us see next. Appointments and tenure of commissioners. Appointment and tenure of commissioners. Let us see few points. The president has the power to select chief election commissioners and election commissioners. Chief election commissioners and other 2 election commissioners. And there should be 6 years. The tenure is 6 years, or if they reach 65 years, whichever is earlier. Okay, and they have the same status and receive pay and perks as available to judges of the Supreme Court of India. Okay. The election commissioners, chief election commissioners, can be removed from office only through accusation by Parliament. Chief election commissioner has to be removed only if the Parliament accuses him. And last one is election commissioners. Those 2 election commissioners or regional commissioners shall not be removed from office except on the recommendation of chief election commissioners. He has to recommend, then only can be removed. Now let us see role of election commissioners of India. Already we have seen, just we will see in short. Election commissioner plays a vital role in organizing elections. The most critical challenges before the election commissioners of India is to implement norms, model code of conducts, that is a discipline way of conducting, and ensures free and fair election in the country. Okay, and its existence and independence are necessitated by the history, which has revealed that self-governing elections are not free from disruption. Okay, towards the end, it has been empowered to supervise political parties and candidates and to take appropriate action in case of violation. In case of violation, there should be a proper appropriate action. Next point we'll see. Let us see few administrative powers. It decides the territorial areas of the electoral constituencies throughout the country. Okay, basing on the place. Okay, that is commissioned at the Act of Parliament. Whichever area is recommended, from that area only it has to start the election. To organize and periodically amend electoral rolls and to register all qualified voters. Okay, to inform the dates and schedules of election and scrutinize the nomination papers. Next point, to grant recognition to political parties and allot election symbols to them. Okay, to act as a court for settling disputes related to the granting of recognition to political parties and allotment of election symbols. Okay, these are the administrative powers. Next we see key functions of Election Commission of India are. Okay, there are some key functions. Let us see. First one is Election Commission of India is considered the guardian of the free and reasonable election. First point. It issues the model code of conduct in every election for political parties and candidates so that the decorum of democracy is maintained. Decorum or democracy will be maintained if the Election Commission conducts proper way. It regulates political parties and registers them for being eligible to contest election. Okay. Next point, it publishes the allowed limits of campaign expenditure per candidate to all the political parties and also monitors the same. The political parties must submit their annual report to the ECEI for getting tax benefits and contribution. It guarantees that all the political parties regularly submit their audited finance report. Audited finance report has to be submitted. Okay. It guarantees that all the political parties regularly submit their audited financial reports. Okay. Next one is the commission can recommend for disqualification of members after the election if it thinks they have violated certain guidelines. Okay, if they violate certain guidelines, it can disqualify. In case a candidate is found guilty or dishonest practices during the elections, the Supreme Court or High Courts consult the commission. The commission can postpone candidates who fail to submit their election expense account timely. Main duties of the Election Commission, some of them already we have seen, some will be left. So first one we have seen already, to set the general rules for election. Okay, to determine constituencies and to prepare electoral rolls. Okay, to give credit to political parties. Okay, to allot election symbols already we have seen, to appoint tribunals for the decision of doubts and disputes arising out or in connection with the election to Parliament and state legislature. Okay, these points you remember, you go through by yourself. Now constitutional provisions, I am not going to explain to you, you read by yourself. Already 324 already we have seen above, and these are the different constitution provisions. You can read by yourself and learn. I have given this one extra, I say extra, so that you read and know what happens on these articles. Now we are going to do the secret ballot. We have seen the third point is secret ballot. The people have the power to keep it secret as the whom they are voting. So this voting secret ballot means people should not know whom are we voting. Whom are we voting? The place where the vote is to be cast is secluded, means kept little far from secret place where nobody should enter and see whom you are voting. Okay, so that is what you call secret ballot is all about. Allowed that place to see whom a citizen voted for. So caste is secluded and no one is allowed to see that place where the citizen is voting for. The voting machine do not ask any details, so person voting, casting the vote is just has to button in front of, just has the buttons in front of him that he has to press it. Okay, that is the secret ballot is all about. And the last one we see majority party. when an election is conducted, some political parties or a group of parties has more number or seats as compared to the others. The political or the group of parties which has more than 50% of seats share the house is said to have the absolute majority and is form the government. Okay, if they are having more than 50% of vote, they are the majority party and they can form the government. Okay, so thank you dear students, I hope you understood. If you have not understood, you can always post your comments on the comment box. We are always there to clarify your doubts.